Hello all, welcome back to Career with Vasanth YouTube channel. Previously this channel was known as Uncommon Geeks. My name is Vasanth. So with me today I have Kriti Suman. So this is a session where we are primarily spending on the mock interviews. So in this particular session, I'm going to take a combination, primarily a JavaScript questions I'll be asking. Kriti already has 7+ years of experience. Maybe I would end up asking some couple of software engineering sort of software development or software engineer sort of a questions as well. Okay. And without wasting further time, let's get started. Kriti, if you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. So I have total 7.1 year of experience, and totally I'm working in the Angular framework.
Good.
And I started from Angular 2, and right now it's an Angular 11. And
Wonderful.
apart from this, I'm just working in the banking domain and leading the team as well. And I have sorts of the knowledge in the JavaScript, Node.js, apart from the Angular.
Good.
So that's a
Wonderful.
short description.
Wonderful, Kriti. Kriti, let me start by asking a very simple question. Okay. So in Angular application, I'm very sure you might have built something for the authentication flow. Correct. I'll ask you only
Yeah,
two flows, whether you built it or not, but it's very common interview question where a user logs in to your website and after login. So basically next time, let's say they close the tab and open next time, definitely will not ask them to log in again. Same way how Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everything works. As long as you're logged into the application, you continue to log in, correct? Can you just explain
yeah.
me this entire authentication flow, Kriti? How will we achieve this? I tried presenting a whiteboard. Would you like to draw the basic architecture here?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you.
So suppose that this is the page where I am just creating a login page basically. The
Yes,
it's a login here.
that is fine. Yeah. And I'm primarily interested in the different elements that would interact, Kriti. Like you told, the caching, the backend. I'm interested in like which all system, how they interact. Yeah.
So from here we are just making some data to our caching moment,
Mm,
cache
mm,
controller,
mm.
and it is not here like that simply because whenever we are just passing some data from this component, we are also using the salt encryptions there. So
Mm.
we are encrypting our
Got it.
passwords,
Mm, mm,
and that password we are loading in the our cache systems. And in the cache systems we have some token expirations
mm.
session as well. So I'll provide some token here and
Mm.
with the some timeline.
Okay.
Once it is fetched the cache, it will go to the my server side. So
Mm,
server will have to validate whether the token is the validity or not, or expiration is there or not. So
mm,
that cache will be stored there. So
mm,
suppose second time again I am coming to my login page,
mm.
and since that time I don't have a cache, right? So if before sending my data directly to the server through the my browser is, it will first go and check in the cache whether the data is available in there or not.
Correct. Correct.
So it will not repeatedly every time call the server API again and again. So it will stop here itself. If that is suppose expired, it doesn't mean that it will again call the server because
Mm.
it's expired. Then it will just try to give some pre-flight XHR to this guy,
Mm.
pre-flight.
No problem. Yeah.
So this pre-flight XHR, and it will just try to knock the door on the server side whether the data is available with you or not.
Mm.
So it will again, because this data is directly integrated with the cache system as well. So
Mm.
the server will respond to these cache systems, and from here my as we are using the Google Chrome or the V8 engines, so it will directly interpret with this cache only. So it will not go to the server directly.
Mm.
That's how we are handling it.
Sure. So Kriti, I'll try to summarize. Okay. So we have
Yeah.
a website. Okay. So
Okay.
and whenever user tries to log in, okay, let's say this is a login button. As
Yeah.
soon as user tries to log in, what we are doing is as soon as they log in, so basically we are making API call, getting the user information, correct? And let's say you're
Yes.
getting some token. That token you're storing it in the cache system, correct?
Yeah.
So this is the
Yes.
cache where you're storing. Okay. So you're storing this cache.
Yeah.
So next time, let's say user has closed the tab and opened the tab next time, you will check whether in the cache whether the token is available. If token is
Yeah.
available, then you will take user directly to some login screen to home screen. Correct? Home or
Yes.
like home is just an indicator here, like wherever the your core of the application. Correct? So there you will
Yeah.
take the user whenever you have a valid token. Correct? Let's say the token is
Yeah.
expired. Whenever the token is expired, so you're saying you will make an API call. Am I right? Like pre-flight you told.
Yes. Yeah.
You make an API
Yeah.
call, and here is the server, correct? So here
Yeah.
is server where we will make an API call, get the token back. Once you get the token back, you're again going to store that in the cache and the process repeats. Correct? So Kriti, let us understand.
Um,
Yeah, elaborate. Yeah, if you want to add any more points, you can add. Yeah.
yeah. If here is the again I am to get the token, so that will be matched here itself again with the one another service we have created.
Hmm.
So we will just take if the token is available from the state management or not, and we are only updating our expiry date or expiry time.
Okay.
So we know that the token is already available for entire of the system.
Hmm.
That's how it continues it.
Okay, sure. I'll summarize quickly, Kriti. So I, as a user, came to your website. I entered my email ID, password. I clicked on like login. As soon as I click on login, you made an API call, got the token, you stored the token, and next time whenever I open the application, you checked whether the token is available in the cache, get
Yeah.
that particular token, and if it is valid, you are gonna go take me to home screen. If it is invalid, you are gonna make a API call to server to get a new token. Correct?
Yes.
So now only question that I have is I've stopped the whiteboard. So only question I have is first of all, how do you get to know like the token is valid or not next time whenever I open the website?
So in that conditions, actually, that is why we I just told that pre-flight or XHR
Okay.
mode, right?
So every
So
time when I
that,
open, you make an API call then with that to check whether
yeah,
token is valid or not. Okay.
yeah, and we are also using some interceptors in
Hmm.
our Angular application or entire applications. So that is going to make the some pre-flight mode XHR call,
Hmm.
and then it is checking it there itself whether that is available or not. With
Hmm.
the so we can just expand our expiry time from the front end side, not the back end always.
Okay. So in the overall process, Kriti, how many tokens are involved? One token, two token, how many tokens are involved?
I think there is only one token per users
Okay. So that is
for
the
entire.
got it. What is the token you call like? What do you refer it as?
Generally, we
Authentication,
take it as a,
authorization. Hmm.
that is also involved with the authentication only, not with the authorization things.
Okay, sure.
So yeah, so we generally tell it as a session ID in
Hmm.
our
Hmm.
term,
Hmm.
and that is only for help for the authentication purpose.
Okay, sure. Sounds good, Kriti. There are a lot more details required for this. Probably I'll explain if time permits at the end. Okay. But whatever you said
Yes.
so far is not wrong, but there, like, we can add more clarity into this. Okay. So can you like present your Chrome one window where nothing is opened, only like, can you open the plain Chrome window? I'll share a online editor link with you and please open this link. Okay. So can you tell me the difference between session storage and a local storage?
So session storage is just like suppose I have a store my data in here in the session storage,
Hmm.
and if I will close the my browser or even I close the tab, my session is gone already.
Okay.
And if I will inspect it, my session storage data will be not available there.
Okay.
But in case of the local storage, if I will close my system as well and the entire Google Chrome as well, but still my storage will be a storage whatever the data I have stored, it will be available there. Even I
Okay.
will come and log in again, my data will be there.
Okay. I have two follow-up questions on this. Okay. So session storage, whatever you are storing, is it accessible uh, even when like multiple tabs are open from the same web application? Like for example, this website what we opened is programmiss.com, correct? I open the same website in another tab in the same browser.
Yeah,
So both the tabs can access the session storage. Got my question, right, Kriti?
yeah, I got your point.
Huh.
No, I think in the session storage, when I just open my one tab only, the data will be available here itself,
You cannot share
not for the
basically
another.
between the tab, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. If audience were watching, like I always say the best way to get use of this mock interview is like you try answering. Whenever I ask a question, pause the video, try to answer and see what is the answer candidate giving so that you get a sense. Yeah, sure. We will discuss, Kriti. Now, another follow-up question that I had was on the local storage. Like you told, local storage is storage. That is like
Mhm.
even if you close the window or even if you restart the system, that storage is going to be always present unless probably we clear the browser's cache, correct? So now the question is, let's say you're not opened website like
Yes.
programiss.com.
Yeah.
This website you are not opened. Is there any way without opening that website you can access the local storage things, the data that you have stored? Got my question, right?
So, Yeah. So you are meant to say that from what I understood, you wanted to close the browser and you wanted to access somewhere else, right?
No,
The
no. Let's
same
say,
data.
see, this program is .com. This saved some information in the local storage. Okay. And I
Yes.
closed
Okay.
that tab I closed. I opened google.com now. Okay. So is there any
Okay.
way I can access the local storage values that are stored by program is .com? Got my question right now. I think it is clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, thank you. Without opening the website, can we access the local storage data that was saved or persisted by the website?
Yeah, I think yes, we can get it
Okay.
because our local data will be there in there, right? We have to
Hmm.
just only say get the items. So if that is available, we can get it, right?
Okay. Let's
Even
say I'm
in
aware
the
of the key with which you saved. Like let's say we stay like saved the key as like login underscore key. And if I try to get access to that, like local storage dot get item login underscore key, just I execute that in the inspect, Chrome inspect. You think I'll be able to get that? Got my question. I think I'm clear, Kriti. Correct?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I
We will
think
come.
you cannot get it.
Okay. It is then you're saying it is stored
Even the key
persistently.
are same.
Yeah. You're saying it is stored persistently, but you cannot access without opening the website. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Sure. So, are you aware of call apply bind, Kriti?
Yes.
Can you write an example for all the three? Call apply bind
Yeah.
here. You can remove
So,
whatever is here and write the yes, remove everything and you can start giving an example. Call apply bind.
so suppose that
You write it fully,
I
then we will
have
discuss.
so I just have created two users and
Okay.
I wanted to bring one
Okay.
because that is available in some another function. So what I can do,
Yeah.
I can just take the reference of this print full
Hmm.
name basically, and then I'll apply with the call method here, and then I can just pass the user one or two whatever it is. So this will reference to this with the help of the this keyword actually is happening here.
Hmm.
And whatever the here, right, I'll forget to mention that this keyword here, that this dot first name and the this dot last name here. So it will try to refer this guy, and now it is asking which one is referring. So this will refer whoever immediate objects are there calling it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it will give the output like this. And with the help of the apply method and the call method, most things that suppose I wanted to pass multiple arguments,
Hmm.
like here I have some like country as well and city as well. So here I can just pass India and then the Bangalore.
Hmm.
So like this individually elements I can create and I can pass it as an argument to this
Hmm.
particular parameter.
Hmm.
But in the apply method, what is happening? I can just create one array type, and
Hmm.
inside that I can just do that. So same thing will be happen there. With the bind method, what is happening? Like same way, it's bind here, but bind is always available for your future reference, not for current one. So suppose
Hmm.
that you wanted to call that functions in the futures. So you can just only pass some reference to that guy, the bind method.
Okay. Sure. So, Kriti, whatever explanation you gave is good. I think most when I ask in
Yeah.
the interview, everybody gives this example only. But you have 7 years of experience, Kriti. Tell me the practical use case. When did you use call apply bind?
I was creating one functions, okay,
Hmm.
and then I got to know that I have to create a one utility class or the functions as well.
Hmm.
But since whatever the items I had here, right,
Hmm.
I'm not so sure what
Hmm.
is the argument someone is passing there because
Okay.
that was using some split and rest operator as well.
Hmm.
So simply I came here return functions and then I use the functions which I'm passing here. I use the generate dot apply method here itself.
Hmm.
So it was taking the function as a callback functions,
Hmm.
and whatever the arguments or parameters we were passing, it was referring to this guy again, the this keyword with the
Okay.
help of the apply method.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure, Kriti. Kriti, I'm sending a code snippet in the chat section. Okay. Copy the snippet and paste the
Yeah.
snippet. Okay. In the same window and try to guess the output for the same. And audience, whoever watching, you can also just look at the snippet and try to guess the output. Oh.
So when I will try to invoke it, it should print like this, one.
Okay.
And if I will just try to print it, it should print as a zero because this guy is taking the scope with the same count method here.
Hmm.
So again, it will become zero,
Okay. Please run the code. Good.
one
Stop
and
sharing.
zero.
Can you can stop sharing, Kriti. Okay. So I'm done from my end, Kriti. And this is the time where I give my feedback to you. But before I give my feedback, you have any questions for me? Like primarily around the interview, you have any questions?
Uh, no, it's all good so far. Very good. I am very much interested about this.
Sure. So,
So,
yeah,
if
please,
I
please.
would like to ask more, then we can just discuss more on the local store session store that you asked. I
Yeah,
was actually a little confused there
sure.
since,
Yeah, sure, Kriti. Like probably if time permits, we can discuss any other topics that I asked in the interview. But this is an important phase for me to give feedback to you, and it also applicable for a lot of candidates who are watching the video. See,
yeah,
primarily everybody who's watching the video consider a fact like if you're somebody who's having an experience of more than 6 years, then you are considered like a senior developer in an organization. So the primary expectation from you is like
yeah,
how do you basically create a system and manage it? So that is the reason I asked you authentication flow, right? There is no one right way or wrong way. I don't even consider that like a system design, a deep system design sort of a question, but very basic level question. Correct? What you explained was
yeah,
not wrong. But there was an opportunity where you could have induced more clarity, like step by step,
yeah,
probably how we can proceed further. Okay. So that's a small feedback.
yeah,
So anybody who goes for interview or who are having like 6+ years of experience, make sure you go with an extreme clarity about the things that you explain. I'm not saying like you don't know the concepts, but interviewer will have a very short time and within that time frame only they need to judge you. So try to give very crystal clear answers. And then next question, like whatever I asked on the local storage and session storage, right? So by looking at those answers, Kriti, like can we infer is you knew the concepts. Like for example, I could if I ask you
yeah,
to like questions like how to create a session storage, how to create a local storage, you could have created the questions that I asked, probably you were not anticipating. Correct? So where I'm coming from is like
yeah,
my advice to all basically who are watching this video is have the temperament of why in your mind, like why basically this is happening. So whenever you keep asking why, then only you will identify discover some questions, because reading an article or reading official documentation or YouTube video may not trigger that. So you should start asking why multiple times, so probably then you'll get into that temperament of reading. Okay. And snippet you are able to interpret excellently, Kriti, which is good. I think whatever you know, at least whatever you answered so far, so you have clarity on some, complete clarity. Some you are having little bit
yeah,
of mediocre clarity. So where I want you to just polish your skills. Okay.
yeah.
That's my honest feedback, Kriti. You tell me if there are any closing questions for your last 2 minutes.
Like I just really would like to work more on the authentication authorization
Yes.
since I didn't get a much more chances as
Yeah.
from the we are building a product for some another
Yes.
product based company, so
Yes.
we don't have that much control over there.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, I understand, Kriti. But like I told, that your experience, these things matter. So even if you're not
yeah,
got an opportunity, please try to learn on your own. So that next interview, when this is asked, you're able to answer and clear that interview. Okay?
sure.
Sure. So yeah, we are closing the session, Kriti. I hope this session was useful. You like the question that I asked?
Yeah, sure. Obviously, it's very
Thank you.
helpful for me, and
Thank you.
I can also always practice on those.
Got it.
Yeah,
Sure, sure. Thank you so much for joining the session, Kriti, and for taking the mock interview with me. And audience, whoever watched the video, please like the video. If you think it is useful for your friends, also share with them. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, Career with Vasanth, please subscribe. And whatever the question that I asked to Kriti in the video, I'll try to make a short extension to this video where I try to explain answers to that. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next video. Yeah, hello all. I'm sure you liked the session with Kriti. And in this particular video, with a short video, post video, basically, I'm discussing the important question that I asked in the interview. Okay, that Kriti did not answer properly. The first question is local storage and session storage, where I asked like the data between session storage in between two tabs is it shared? So answer is no. The data cannot be shared between the two tabs of the same website. Let's say you have google.com and google.com/home. So in google.com, you stored some value in the session storage and you want to access it from google.com/home, you'll not be able to access. Okay. Second question I asked is local storage. The value that you stored in the local storage, can you access it even when the website is not opened? Yes, you can access it. Use if you know the right keys to the local storage, whatever you're storing. Okay. So it is a security concern. So if you are storing some information in the local storage, make sure you're not storing the sensitive information. Even if you're storing sensitive information, then make sure it has a quite proper expiry date, or you also at least you are encrypting it so that some random person is not able to access those information. Okay. Now the another important question that I asked was the authentication flow. Okay. Let me try to present a whiteboard and see if I can show that. Okay. So like I asked, there'll be like your website is here, and you have a local storage or a session storage depending on your requirement, and you have a server. Okay. So let me name it as like this is your website and this is your cache. Okay. And this is your server. This is your, this is your server. Okay. So now the important thing to know here is how actually the authentication would work. Okay. So if I have to draw a line between the three. Okay. First, whenever you log in, what the website will do is it will make a call to the server. Okay. And from server, it will get back a valid token. Okay. And that valid token will be stored in the cache. Okay. And next time, whenever your user trying to log in, the web will ask the token from the cache and see if the token is available in the cache. And if it is available, then it will not make any API call. Okay. It will access the token from there. For some reason, if it knows the token is expired, then again we get back to this flow where we would we would make a call to, we will check from server and we will get back, and we'll check from server, we'll store it in the cache and we'll use. So now the very important thing to know is like uh, how many tokens are actually involved. So again, there are multiple implementation. One of the most common implementation I'll tell. So there'll be two tokens. One is authorization token, another one is the access token. Okay. Access token will usually last for a very long duration of time. So whenever you log in, the first you'll get one token. Using that token, you're going to make an API call and you'll get an authorization token. So whenever you log in, the first token, the backend sense will be access token. Using access token, you'll get an authorization token. Authorization token usually have a timestamp depending on the different website, but let us consider like 1 hour of validity. After 1 hour, auth token is expired. And using the access token, you make an API call because your backend cannot be reached without any valid token, correct? So you keep getting the access token using you keep getting the authorization token using the access token. Okay. And there will be a time when your access token also will expire. Like usually the access token will expire in a after long duration. It could be like 10 days, 20 days, or 30 days, depending on the sensitivity of the website or how critical information we have been storing. Okay. When the access token is expired, a lot of website log out the user and you have to freshly log in and the process continues. Some websites, whenever access tokens expire, right, even in that time, they will have a separate API call to get the access token. So they get back the access token and then they get the authorization token and the process continues. And lot of these websites, how they handle this is they'll have a centralized place for making the API call. So we call them interceptors or like one particular library for making API call. All the calls will be usually going through there. And whenever token expiry happens, both access token and authorization token, these services or interceptors make sure like all the calls are waiting and they get a fresh token, and then they will like they'll fast follow all the API calls that have been pending. Okay. This is how an entire authorization flow can be handled. Again, multiple different ways are there. If how you are handling in your organization, mention that in the comment section. If you're not already subscribed to my channel Career with Vasanth, please subscribe. In case if I missed answering some of the important questions that you wanted to know, please mention it in the comment section. I'll answer. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next video.